Alright, this is 32. We're going to typically run this again. 3 stands for the host stack. So we run over to the disk, we look at field, we decide, nope, we're not going to fast break. We call out 3, everybody echoes 3. 3 means we're getting in our host stack configuration. One of our trigger men comes and stands over the disk and calls out either 31 or 32. Want to also mention real quick where people should be thinking about lining up. Again, this is our trigger man. This is somebody that preferably has some really strong hucking ability. We want our primary cutter to line up in the same spot for both plays. So if you're a primary cutter, you're going to be the third person distance from the disc. We want this person to be a deep cutter if at all possible. Down the road, this person is going to end up in the cache. This person who's going, we just said they're clearing deep, they're going to end up in the cache. And our handler who's taking off up line is going to end up in the cache. That makes sense. Their momentum's carrying them that way. That leaves us with workspace, and the middle 2 cutters are going to end up also in the workspace. 32 is typically going to be run if it's a flat mark back towards the middle of the field. We're running host stack off of a sideline. So we're calling out 32, 32. Again, just like 31, the person directly in front of the thrower is going to clear out. This time they're going to clear out deep into the middle of the field. We'll talk about that in just a second. Our first look, so immediately, even before the disc gets tapped in, that player goes deep into the middle of the field off of the sideline. That gives us space for this person to make an upline pass to the break side. This isn't a pattern cut, it is just a pure upline. We either have this soft inside window, nice for a high release or a lefty backhand or whatever you have, or an around window. We do want this because if we're able to get this pass off, this person who is sort of almost loitering at the middle of the field has the opportunity to do a little bit of pre-work and bust deep, get us a good power position break huck for a scoring opportunity. That is our first look for sure, is this person. So our first look is either inside or around to this person, hitting deep to the person who had just cleared. Our second option after our reset goes up the line and we don't have that person, we are hitting, rather than having this person fill, we're having the third person in the host stack cut in to the middle of the field space. The best way I like to think about this, it sort of feels like that's pretty far. It feels like it's a challenging cut to make and be able to get open. What I like to think of it as is an in-cut from a vert stack. Let me show you what I mean. This mark is a straight up mark, but if we rotate our perspective in our minds, this is a backhand force as opposed to throwing to a host stack this way. If we decide that we're going to be attacking this way, this direction, and rotate our perspective this way, now what does this look like? This looks like a vert stack with a backhand force out this way. So this person is merely making an in-cut to this person into the middle of the field space. So our primary cutter has cut into the reset space and gotten the disc. The fourth cutter again is going to push up field and join the original clear cutter and the original handler who has now gone up the line and just continued upfield. Those 3 become our cache space. The far handler, the original thrower, and the middle 2 from this original stack, they become our workspace. So after he catches this pass, he can either continue it along, or we've got a brief isolation with our second cutter that can sort of check mark and come into this space. Either way, again, we're not going to prescribe it, but we're in our workspace. So while if we get that original look off right away, we're in our cache space. With this guy, our clear cutter and our person going up the line in a cache space situation. If we're unable to do that, we have the fill, and we're in a workplace situation. Again, not prescribing, but either way, we are able to either generate a scoring opportunity or manufacture the circumstances in which we'll be able to run our fast break offense.